Hello, welcome back to another episode of Vibe Time. Sorry for not posting a video last week. I was sick for most of last week, so you know how that be when you don't have the energy. Today I wanted to talk about a topic that actually resonates very close to me. In the world of the neurodivergent people, there is a term we use called masking. Now, you could look at what masking means, but basically, to give you a simple explanation, masking is when you try to repress or hide any symptoms or clear indicators that you might be disabled, like have a mental or neurological disability, such as autism, ADHD, Tourette's, etc. I am one to have been through that. I mask constantly. I've talked about it before. I'm on the autism spectrum. I've masked constantly since I was 9 or 10 years old, I think. Could be later. I'll basically just I've been masking for a long time. And it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. But there are ways to get through masking that don't end up doing a lot of damage. It's a lot to try and unlearn, so do not rush yourself to do all of this immediately. This stuff takes time, but it will be rewarding when you can be open about that aspect of yourself. So let me give you some fun ways to not mask or to unmask. I usually do the research before I make these types of videos, but I'm not gonna do the fucking research. I'm just gonna explain what I've been doing to unmask. A good way to learn on how to unmask is to acknowledge what you're like when you're by yourself, because you don't really tend to mask when you're by yourself. I know for me, when the camera isn't on, I'm not talking to anyone and I'm here in my space. I tend to stimulate a lot more. I tend to do a lot more verbal sounds. I tend to do a lot more physical movements. Stimming stimming context is self-stimulation. It can help regulate emotions, and for me it helps me move around when I've been stiff for too long, so to speak. So if I've been sitting in my chair for like 2 hours and I haven't moved, like I might move like that, or I might stim, and that, will get me moving. I'd say try to figure it out at your own pace. I didn't even know what masking was up until a year and a half ago. I've been trying to unlearn it because it sucks. Yeah, you're trying to make yourself feel seen in the eyes of people who are neurotypical, but it sucks. It's not worth it. I wouldn't recommend trying to fit in. It may reduce bullying, but it can also increase mental health issues, because I got a lot of mental health issues by trying to repress my autistic traits. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. Figuring it out at your own pace, because I've spent the last year and a half trying to do it, and it's still a bit difficult trying to unlearn a lot of it. I still have issues with it. It's not something you can unlearn in like a week. Some people it takes months, some people it takes years, some people it might take the entire lifetime. So don't ever don't ever beat yourself up if it takes a while for you to unmask. It's a slow process, and you're essentially inviting people to view those traits that you present when you're alone. Not doing it when you're alone now, you're with other people. Masking is a piece of shit. You may think it helps by doing it, but if anything, it just makes it worse, because you're repressing who you actually are, and it can also lead to you developing an entirely new personality. Like me, when I mask, is not who I actually am. It's what I want the world to see me as, but that will never happen. I have these rings on all the time. You may have noticed I've had these on for every video. I've started to wear them for sensory things, to make my fingers, it just feels better to wear them. honestly, masking sucks. I will keep saying that as often as I can. It sucks. What I've been doing to unmask as well, I've been stimming a lot more. I don't try to repress my thoughts. If I think something, I just say it. Um, I don't try to force myself to look like I have emotions. I just let myself be deadpan like this. I let myself look like that now because that's what I look like most of the time. I'm not gonna excuse it. I'm definitely not gonna try and make myself look better because of it. It doesn't do me any good. It's a hard thing to give advice about because everyone has different stories and ideas on how to go through it. And I'm still trying to do this myself, so I'm probably not the best to give advice, but it's weird. From my experience, it's been weird because I've been allowing people to see more of me that no one's really seen ever or in a long time. And it feels kind of weird to do that. Right? Like, it feels very weird. And I don't like it sometimes, but I know that if I don't do it, people are going to keep seeing what they think it's me. It's actually not. That's not to say that I'm not genuine with a lot of things I say. I'm genuine with the way I think and feel a lot. I just repress some of it because I don't want people to view me as someone who's not normal. It's ironic because I thrive in my individualism and like the fact I'm not normal. Because let's be real, no one is normal. You may think you're normal, but there's something about you that makes you, not normal. You're not normal, you are you. Everyone is an individual. No one is a collective. Communities are labels, and I'm getting fucking off track here. That's not what I was meant to talk about. That's something I didn't used to do. I didn't used to go on rambles about my thoughts and special interests. That is also masking. When you mask, you don't talk about the stuff you like to talk about, which is common for neurodivergent people. That we like to talk about a special interest to go on rambles and rants. I've been doing that a lot more lately because I've been trying to, unmask and let myself do that. And I think a lot of people have noticed that. It's been very, I don't know how to describe it, but it's been an interesting journey trying to, do this whole thing. And I'm not sorry if I don't have enough advice because I'm still going through it myself, but I guess the basic gist, figure it at your own pace, and I guess it's a reality check off the fact that it's not really who you are if you're repressing who you actually are. People may not like it, but that's not for them to make that decision about. That's for you to make that decision. This is you. This is you are as a person, and no one can change that. That's something I had to accept. My autism, it's not a placeholder for excuses. It's a part of who I actually am. It affects the way I think. It affects the way I feel. It affects how I view the world, and I'm tired of people using it as an excuse placeholder. And I know people definitely, I'm not gonna try and lie, I definitely feel like people I know think I do that. I don't. So if you're watching this video, you think I'm talking about you might be right. I don't use it as an excuse. Fucking go back and check that shit. I also notice the behaviors you do for other people. Because you might force yourself to fit in so that you don't upset other people. And you also pick up behaviors to fit in. That's the thing I've noticed. I've picked up behaviors that I've learned from neurotypical people to fit in better, and it hurts sometimes because it doesn't feel authentic. So if you deal with that, don't worry. That's not you not being authentic. That is just behaviors that you've picked up to survive in a world that's not catered for, people like us. Something that I'm willing to admit that you might not recognize is that you might have some internalized ableism. According to the website, some autistic people have said that they find it regulating to rock. However, they were uncomfortable letting themselves do it at first because they've been told for so long it was wrong. Society tends to label a lot of these stimulations as weird and strange. And if you if you do what I did and get sucked into society, you'll think it's weird too, which is what I felt like for a long time. That doesn't mean I'm an ableist. I've spent years coming to terms with the fact that I have a disability that I never wanted to have. I'm gonna be real, I never wanted to be autistic. I don't think a lot of people want to have these disabilities. That's something you people need to get into your heads. We don't ask for these disabilities. Don't treat us like shit for something we can't have any control over. Like, don't try to bully me because of something that I didn't wish to have. Find a community with people more on that sort of side of society. That's the thing that I didn't really have, which is why I made my fucking Twitch community. And that's what I'm gonna do more. Allowing more neurodivergent people to come in. It's just been mainly a bunch of queer people, but now I'm like, nah. We've had a lot of queerness. We need a bit more neurodivergent to balance it out. Because that I can kind of relate to more. And I will say this to the day I die, and I don't care if I get seen as a homophobe for this. My autism holds more to my identity than my sexuality or sexual attraction ever will. Yeah, I'm bi, but my autism holds a lot more to my identity than being bisexual ever will. That's not me being homophobic. That's not me saying that it doesn't hold any value, because it means that I have stories to tell and I can help guide young people on that path. My autism holds more in that regard. I've been recording for 15 minutes. Well, I hope you enjoyed this this sort of mishmash video of me rambling on about shit that might help some of you. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm better now. I stopped streaming last week because I'm taking a while off for mental health, and I think a lot of people will see that I was very sick in the last stream I did, but now today I actually sound a lot better. Random note, I also got a new necklace the other day. It's an ankh necklace, which is a symbol for eternal life. So if I die and I'm wearing this, I'm never dead. I might be gone, but this will help me never be forgotten. I don't know what to say. Time is up for tonight. I will see y'all again next week. Bye bye.